Good morning, everybody. My name is Kata, and I am a personal trainer and group fitness instructor, and I specialize in the 50 and better category, but these technique tips are for anybody. And today's technique tip is going to be reverse crunches. So we're going to focus a little bit more on the lower portion of your abdominal muscles. Now, your rectus abdominis and your transverse abdominis are the large muscles in the front, the superficial and the deep muscles, and they're all mostly one piece, but we are able to do a little bit more of a focus on the lower portion of the abdominal muscles. We're going to be working the entire thing, but just a little bit more of an emphasis on the lower portion. So I'm going to start with a very basic reverse crunch, and then I'm going to run through some different progressions. The most important thing when you're doing these is to make sure that when we are on the floor that we're not doing a lot of pelvic tilting, as in a lot of arching the low back away from the floor and then compressing it into the floor. So we want to try especially to not allow that back to do a big arch away from the floor, because it means that we are not engaging our abdominal muscles and we're putting a little bit more strain on the low back. So let's start doing a few exercises. So we're going to start out down on the floor, hands by your hips. Now you can do palms down or palms facing up. And we're going to have our knees bent and our feet flat on the floor. So we're going to take a nice deep breath, and as we exhale, we're going to just tuck our pelvis and kind of press our low back down into the floor. Now, sometimes when we start with this one, we want to press through our heels and make it a glute bridge. And we want to focus on taking a nice deep breath in and then exhaling and just tucking that pelvis while still relaxing our hamstrings and our glutes. And then we relax. So inhale and then exhale. So in and then out. So now our next progression is we inhale, and as we exhale and we tuck our pelvis, we can lift one foot off of the floor like we're trying to squeeze an orange in our belly button, and then relax. Inhale, exhale. And again, we want to focus on less hip flexor and just bringing our hips and our ribs a little closer together by tucking our pelvis. Our next option is we can come up and we can have our knees bent. Having your heels lifted is a little bit more challenging. Having them down by your backside is a little bit easier. And we're going to inhale, and as we exhale, we're going to tuck. Inhale, relax. Exhale, tuck. In and out. And you'll see that I'm not bringing my feet all the way to the floor. I'm just doing a little tuck without a lot of bouncing. Good. Let's do one more. Good. Now again, to progress, you can bring your heels up, bring it in, and then extend, taking the toes to the floor. Inhale and exhale. Good. Now you'll notice there's a little bit more of a bounce when we start doing that one. You want to make sure that we're not bringing it up and then flopping our hips back down onto the floor. For one, it doesn't feel very comfortable, and for two, it can cause a little bit of discomfort and even a little bit of strain on the low back, and it just doesn't feel good. So we can continue progressing. So we've now gone here, touching the heels. Now you can go out, and then you can extend the legs. Bring it in and tuck, and extend. Tuck, and extend. Now if you want to make it even more challenging, longer legs, longer levers, straighten them out. You can tuck, and then you can come back out, tuck, and out. Now you can tuck, and the farther out you go, the more challenging this becomes. Now again, a lot of times as the leg starts to go down, what tends to happen is our back starts to arch off of the floor. We want to keep it in. So we bring it up, Keep that belly button pulled in, bring it back up, and extend. Good. So let's roll it up. So that is the reverse crunch with a lot of different options. The most important thing is to pick what works best for you right now. And they've done a lot of research showing that mind over muscle. So really concentrating on the muscle that you're trying to use, no matter what exercise you're doing, increases the activation of that muscle. So like if we're doing a bicep curl, I can do this all day long, even without a weight, and it doesn't bother me. But if I really focus on this muscle and like I'm actually trying to squeeze a pencil in the crook of my elbow, I feel it more. I get a little bit more activation because my mind is consciously thinking about this muscle. So the same thing goes with your crunches, your reverse crunches, whatever exercise you happen to be doing. Regress a little bit, start at the beginning and really focus on the muscle that you're trying to work. So it's the main muscles right up in front, so the six pack as they say, but it's also the deep transverse abdominis muscle that you're trying to activate as well. So it's just the opposite side of a crunch. So try that, do that a few times. Start out with, just a nice easy 5 to 10 repetitions, see how you feel, and then gradually start to progress. So I hope that you liked this technique tip and this tutorial. If you did, go ahead and hit the like button for me, and then you can also subscribe to my channel and you will get a lot of notifications whenever I post a new video. And then you can also hit the little bell icon and that will notify you when a new video is uploaded. So feel free to share if you have questions or comments, or if there was a technique tutorial that you would like to see for something that maybe you're struggling with. Go ahead and put it down in the comments and I will get one made for you. So have a wonderful day and I will see you later.